In 1961, Benny King's Stand By Me topped the charts. That same year, the Calgary Drop-In and Rehab Center, the DI, began standing beside people in need. 50 years later, musicians from the DI joined with local artists in a spirited rendition of Benny King's Stand By Me. In their standing together to perform this powerful song, hope was strengthened, spirits rose, and lives were transformed. Today, Stand By Me and the DI are powerful examples of what we can do to change the world of homelessness and poverty. Because when we stand together, we can make a difference.
Stand By Me means we're all in it together, that we have a mutual responsibility for each other, that we are interdependent.
It's such an uplifting song, and it really speaks to the values that we embrace at the center.
I grew up listening to that song, and certainly when we got the call to literally do it, my bandmates literally in what we do, it was perfect, because that's what we do. And certainly during this time, we really, really, really need to remember what that feels like to stand by somebody.
Darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now.
The power of music, man, is amazing. And I mean, it can just lift, like the people that are so down on their luck, it can lift them up to heights that some of us will never know.
You know what, I think we're getting so creative with things, and what a better way to touch Calgarians than doing a really awesome commercial and music and getting so many other people involved instead of trying to do it on our own.
And the land is dark, and that moon is the only light we see.
It's a feeling of comfort at a time when you're most needed, when you feel all alone in the world, when you feel bypassed, almost like a panhandler on the street, when people just walk right past you. They could easily help you, but they don't. And you want somebody to just give you a hand up, if not a hand out.
A lot of times for a lot of people, it's the family that's going to be there for you because they love you no matter what. That's what your family's for. But not everybody has family that's around or family that's going to stand by them, who's going to be there. And some people understand that, and they reach out to someone who's not in the best place in their life, or someone who's out of money, or whatever else can bring you down in life. So Stand By Me is a song about, well, whether or not he wrote it that way, but to me, today, it means that there's going to be somebody there who's going to stand by you, whether you're on top of your game or not.
Need somebody, need somebody, ooh, stand by me.
I think, well, when we stand together, we become a lot stronger, and we bring so much more good to the world, and people that have talents that are hiding inside them can then bring it out.
If the sky we look upon should tumble or fall.
Benny King wrote this song, and it has so many different meanings. I guess no matter what you're facing in your daily life, or for anything in that matter, this song can apply to that. It's about being comforted. It's about being supported, so that there's always someone to stand beside, being held up by.
This brings meaning to them, and the belonging that comes with the song title is something more of us should understand. It has an ounce of humility attached to it, and I think speaks volumes to me.
It's amazing to see how many musicians and artists in the room right now that really care, or that are shocked by some of the individuals that are sitting there that are experiencing homelessness.
Instead of focusing on how they're living at present, maybe where they came from, and how you could try to use that to integrate them back into, you know, somebody who might have dropped out of university, wound up homeless, somebody might have got into addiction, all sorts of things, and to try to help them get back to who they were.
I think it's important that they see that we are homeless, but we do have a place in society. I believe that we fit.
The people in our community aren't all delinquents. You know, there's some people that do bad things, but most of them aren't like that. They're just bad situations, wrong places, wrong times.
So I was down on my luck. I had some bad experiences in my life that are really tough, and I'm not just useless, and I'm not untalented.
This person has fallen down in some way. They need help. They don't need to be stepped on.
When I got off the streets in my youth, I was walking down a street in Montreal called Saint Laurent Street. It's a very busy street, and there's a homeless guy sitting in front of this theater. And I sat down beside him, and he was panhandling. He was asking for change and stuff like that. And I asked him what his story was. I said, why are you here? Because I was confused as to how I was younger and managed to get out. He told me all these crazy stories of how he became what he is at this moment. And at the end of our conversation, I had $10 in my pocket, and that's all I had, and I said, here's my $10. And the guy pushed my hand away, and he said, no one has ever taken the time to hear what I had to say. A story is non-rhetorical. It's not looking for an answer. It's just looking to be spread. So that's listening.
I think the drop-in center is looked at as kind of, it's over there. And people, you know, I think veer away from it as much as possible rather than looking at it as, you know, these are people that could be my family, they could be my friends, and how can I help?
I think there's quite a stereotype of what goes on and stuff like that, and they don't understand, because I know for a fact I didn't.
We have so many unique individual people with so many different talents and skills, and I hope that they would see that our people are people just like them.
And that's the nice part about this center. It's a beautiful place, and if you apply yourself, you just don't know what could happen.
I think people kind of have just sort of accepted me kind of for who I am, and, you know, maybe hard to figure out sometimes, but.
There's so much more to all of the clients, and there's so much more to the drop-in than just what they see maybe when they drive by it.
When we were there, we seen their artwork, and that just blew me away, some of the stuff they had there, and talented musicians. And
I think there's a bit of a misconception about the place, and everybody sort of thinks it's a trouble spot, and it's not. It's just people that lack direction perhaps in life, and I just hope that this brings that perspective and understanding about that they're people too, and they just need a break.
I'd like people to know that there's a whole lot more to people at the drop-in center, and just because you're at a shelter, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person, and that there's a lot of talented individuals there that would like to share what they know how to do.
I lived on the streets at 13, so, you know, facing trials and tribulations growing up, sometimes a little bit of support can change how one person feels.
It's a whole crew of people that are really trying to take care of people that have hit a bad spot in the road, and you know, trying to give us a chance to get our lives back.
For the DI to be able to provide something like that back, to give some hope to people, to say we're not deaf to your calls, you know, we're listening.
The night has come, and land is dark.
It was absolutely amazing to see people really feel passion about something that is really meaningful to them. They felt valued, and people treated them like stars, like celebrities. They were on a high. And it showed in how they interacted with other clients. The fact that it raised their self-esteem and made them feel better about themselves, and not only just with them, but I think that spread through the organization.
I think that that's the message. That's the most positive thing, is that, you know, we're not just useless. We do have talent, and we have fun with it. And that's what, you know, I think that that's a great thing, that people can see that and feel some compassion, you know, and feel some, you know, wait a minute, like, you know, these people are a little bit down, had tough times, are down on their luck. It's like, you know, they're good people.
You know, the homeless community is big, and they all need help. You know, people are afraid. They think that everyone's a thief or a drug addict. It's like, listen to their story. Some people just don't have work or can't afford it, or, you know, like they say, well, go get a job. Well, try and get a job when you haven't had a shower in 3 days. No one's going to take you seriously. So Calgary needs to look at this and say, this is my home. These are my children. Let's help out.
If the sky who we look upon should tumble and fall.
I just hope they can see that there's hidden talents there that people suppress, put away because of the situations they've been in. That not everybody is out there and abusing their bodies or you know, breaking the law. You know, we're all human. We do make mistakes.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me.
The help that you can provide here in your hometown or in Calgary community, and just yeah, embracing that, and hopefully, you know, maybe this will just kind of yeah, kind of, you know, brush the sheets up a bit and sort of get people excited about it.
Idea of opening into the peripheral, to expanding your awareness, then you naturally are just more open to yourself and more inclined to be open in others. And whether it's just smiling at somebody on the street that you don't know, to maybe offering your time to offering something else, even those tiny little things kind of butterfly or ripple out.
For me personally, it just makes me want to do even more, give even more, and I think it just spreads to everyone around me as well, and it's just a wave.
Each and every person there does have a talent and can contribute to the next person and help them stand by each other.
We knew we had tremendous talent within the Drop-In Center, and we had an idea to bring those people together to recreate Benny King's Stand By Me. And of course, the theme was to stand by the DI. We'd like to thank all of those people that have made this night a success.
If you don't mind, give everybody a wonderful round of applause. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. And darling, darling, darling. And darling, darling, darling. My darling, darling, darling. And darling, won't you stand by me? And whenever you're in trouble, baby. And whenever you're in trouble, and whenever you're in trouble, stand by. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Mr. Benny King, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Mr. Benny King, everybody.
Once more, if you don't mind, give everybody a wonderful round of applause. You can do better than that. I'm truly honored to be here, and I have a lot of hope for all these guys for the future. You're doing a tremendous job. Keep doing what you're doing. You know you're doing the right thing, and we do love you. Thanks again.
Thank you, Mr. Benny King.